Hello. Well, sadly, a lot of us are heading back inside again for the winter while this virus is still in control. So I thought I'd get back to uploading some more videos for you all while you can't get to your regular yoga classes. So thanks for joining me. And let's go ahead and start seated. It helps me to sit up on something, helps to lengthen my spine and get that forward tilt in my pelvis. But you do what works best for you. Any comfortable seated position is fine. And you can close your eyes if you like and find a comfortably tall, open posture. Relax your belly. And just start to breathe slowly and deeply as you settle in to your space, settle onto your mat, and settle into yourself, this time to take care of yourself. Not selfish in any way. In fact, the opposite of selfish, taking care of yourself so that you can be the best you that you can be in all of your daily duties. Let your breath relax. Just be aware of yourself sitting here, breathing in and breathing out. Notice how you're feeling and what you'd like from your practice today. Remember, I'm just here as a guide. You're at home, you're on your own. You just do what's best for you. So keep your eyes open or closed as you like throughout your practice today. And we'll go ahead and bring the hands to center. And interlace your fingers. Take a breath in. Lift the elbows up. And as you breathe out, stretch your arms forward. Breathe in, reach the arms up overhead. Take your spine as long as you can. And then breathe out, let your arms just completely relax. Bring your hands behind you and interlace if you can, or else rest the hands on your sacrum. And as you breathe in, lift your heart, draw your shoulders together. If it works, you can reach your hands down and away. As you exhale, come back to center. We'll do that again. Interlace the fingers and breathe in, lifting the elbows, lift the shoulders, and breathe out, stretch forward. Move those shoulder blades away from the spine, away from each other. As you breathe in, lift up tall. And as you breathe out, completely relax those arms. Bring the hands behind and breathe in. Shoulders gently come towards each other. And exhale, hands to center. Inhale, one more time, lifting up. Exhaling, reaching forward. Inhale, reach and lengthen the spine. And this time as you exhale, bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and let your thumbs kind of reach down your neck as your hands rest at the base of your skull here. And then next time you breathe in, just kind of lean back, lift the chin, lean back into the support of your hands. And as you breathe out, draw your elbows forward and drop your chin towards your chest. And do that a couple of times with your own breath. Really, the movement is just in the head and the neck right now. A little bit into the shoulders. One more time. Breathing in, lifting up, and then exhaling, curling that chin towards your chest. Now we'll start to add more of the spine. So breathe in, really lift up. Draw those shoulders closer together, and then breathe out, round through the spine, drawing the navel in, more of a cat pose. Breathing in into a seated cow. Unfold the body from your day. Breathe out, curl in. One more time like this. Breathing in, really open up, present your heart, your beautiful heart to the world, and then exhale, curl in. Next time you breathe in, just lift up, open those arms, shine bright, and then exhale, hands behind. Interlace the fingers again and breathe in. Draw the shoulders together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Beautiful. All right, now we're going to go ahead and come over to hands and knees. All right, so bringing the knees right underneath the hips, wrists under the shoulders, spread those fingers out wide and gently press into the mat. And then from here, come back to that cow as you breathe in, arching the spine, drawing the sternum forward, and exhaling, rounding, drawing that navel towards the sky. And a couple more times here. Feel free to stick with this cat and cow movement, or feel free to move your spine in any way that feels good to you as you find some mobility in your spine today. One more time, one more breath. And then we'll exhale. And after your next exhale, take your time, come back to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to extend the right leg out behind and then reach that left arm forward, thumb towards the ceiling, and balance here. Engage your core, nice strong abs, and feel as if you're being pulled in opposite directions at your wrist and your ankle, really shining bright. On an exhale, lower down back to all fours, and we'll switch. Extend that left leg out behind, reach that right arm out, and balance here. Make sure you're breathing. Keep your neck long, so looking out at a spot right in front of you. You don't need to look up right now. Really expand, extend away from your core, and then on an exhale, draw back to center. We're going to keep that going now with the breath. So inhale, right leg, left arm. Exhale back to center. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, all fours. Two more each side. You find your own rhythm here. Go with your breath. You don't need to match my pace. This is your practice. Last one, each side. And back to all fours. Good. All right, go ahead and extend your right leg out behind you again, and then drop your toes to the floor. I'm actually going to turn around for this one, so you stay with my good side here. All right, so extending that right leg back, and then pivot on your left knee, taking your foot behind you like a kickstand. Keep your left hand on the floor, and then reach your right hand either to your hip or up overhead in a modified Vashisthasana or side plank. From here, we're going to reach that arm overhead and then come through, walk the hands around, bringing that right hand up to the right leg, left arm up, and reaching over towards that straight leg. And we'll just do that a few times here, sweeping the arms from side to side with the goal here of working, stretching our postural muscles all the way around, all sides of the spine. And then last time, come over to your extended side plank with that arm over your ear, and then really lift those right ribs towards the sky. Really pressing that left knee down, lifting those right ribs, opening up, lengthening that right side. And then we'll go ahead and rotate back around so that you're on all fours. And then this time, we'll take the left leg out behind. Let that foot drop down to the floor, the toes drop down. Pivot on that right knee so the foot comes behind like a kickstand, and then opening up to the side. Start with that arm up, and then we'll reach it across, and then sweep the hands around, coming up on the other side, and side bending towards your straight leg. So again, just follow your own rhythm here, whatever feels good to your body. Again, like I said, just kind of unfolding from your day in the way that's best for you. Last time, holding here, and then really kind of think of those left ribs forming a rainbow shape. Oh, feels so good. Stay here. Oh, that length just feels so good, that openness. All right, and then eventually come back to all fours. Go ahead and take the hands just a little ways in front of the shoulders, tuck the toes, and lift up into a downward facing dog. And then just do what you need to do here, alternating one heel to the floor and then the other, moving the spine again, both heels together, whatever feels good to you. Eventually find stillness here in your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pressing those heels to the floor as the hips lift. Sit bones widen. Bend the knees as much as you'd like to here. You do not need straight legs. And then when you're ready, take slow steps up towards the front of your mat to meet your hands. Bend your knees and just take a slow roll up, taking that pubic bone towards the navel, rolling the spine up one vertebrae at a time to come to stand. Beautiful. All right, when you get here, find your Tadasana, your mountain pose. So we want to take those shoulders up and back, finding that same openness that we did when we were seated, letting the shoulders relax down so they're lined up over the hips. The hips are over the knees, and the knees are over the ankles. Toes, particularly your second toes, facing forward. And then standing tall here, feeling your strength through your legs, calm through the body, and a lift, lightness through the upper body. From here, take a breath in, reach up. You can look up or straight ahead, and exhale, dive forward, hinging from the hips. Reach all the way to the floor, bending the knees as much as you need to get your hands down. And then on an inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, fold back down. Bend the knees if you haven't already, and use your legs. Inhale, reverse that swan dive. I'll show you from the side. Exhale, we're just going to keep this going. Diving back down. Inhale, half lift. So spine lifts halfway and comes neutral. Legs straighten without locking the knees. Exhale, we release the shoulders and head and neck. Bend the knees. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, down we go again. Inhale, that half lift, just moving with your breath, your own rhythm. Exhale, fold and release. Bend the knees. Inhale, come back up. I'm going to start to add on here. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, step your right leg back and let that right knee drop to the floor. Make sure your left knee is stacked right up over the ankle. And when you feel stable through the feet, bring the hands up. We're going to take that left arm and wrap it around the waist. Wherever it goes is fine. And then inhale, reach the right arm up. And exhale, side bend towards your left side. Think of that tailbone gently drawing down and slightly scooping under to really bring that stretch into the right hip flexor. On your next inhale, release that left arm, reach up, and then exhale, hands to the floor, lower back down. Step your front leg back so you find yourself in a low plank, shoulders over the wrists, and then from here, lower your chest slowly to the floor, and then your chin, and come all the way down onto your belly. Bring your arms back by your sides, and on an inhale, lift into Shalabhasana or locust pose. So fingertips and toes are reaching in one direction, and the crown of the head in the other. Belly is active, and you're breathing. Those inner thighs are kind of spiraling in towards each other and up towards the sky. On an exhale, lower down. Bring the hands back underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and press back up into your low plank, and then from here to downward facing dog. All right, really spread those fingers wide. Take your collarbones into a smile shape as the shoulders move onto the back and down away from the ears. On an inhale, we'll reach that right leg to the sky, and then exhale, take the knee to the chest, and then bring that right foot up in between the hands. Let the left knee drop to the floor, find your alignment, and then come up. This time we're gonna take that right hand, wrap it around the waist, inhale that left arm up, and then exhale, side bend. Hi, sweetheart.
Mom,
yes.
I'm finished.
Okay. Okay, go back up and see Daddy, okay? All right, on your next inhale, unwind, reach up, and then exhale, hands to the floor. Good. Lift your back knee here. Get a little bit of a spring from your heel. And on your next inhale, spring back and step forward. Come right back up to your halfway lift. And as you exhale, fold over. Bend the knees, arms out. Inhale, reverse that swan dive. Exhale, draw your hands through center, back to your heart. Beautiful. Inhaling, reaching up again. Exhale, diving forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step your left leg back this time, but shorten your stance so that both feet are flat on the floor. When you feel stable, come on up. Good. So we've got our hips facing forward. This back toe, back foot does whatever you need it to do so that you're not compromised through your knees and hips facing forward. Good. We're gonna bend this front knee. Again, we wanna line the knee right up over the ankle. So you may need to adjust your stance. And then on an inhale, reach up, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, bring your hands around behind you, interlace the fingers again, and inhale, reach up, lift that heart again, just like you did seated. And then on an exhale, hinge forward, coming into humble warrior. So that front knee is bent, legs are strong, kind of a feel of scissoring towards each other. You can always release the hands, bring them to the back or the hips, and then really press those feet to the floor as you inhale and come up. Exhale, release the arms. Go ahead and straighten your front leg. And then inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale as you draw your belly and rotate your torso to the right. And then really reach long out at a diagonal. And then find a spot on your right leg to reach to with that left hand. And we're going to use that right shoulder blade to help us rotate in our revolved triangle. So right hand on the hip, or it can reach up. And again, think about that left shoulder blade, really reaching down to help you rotate. One more breath in here. Really find length and openness in your pose. And then exhale, unwind, bring the hands back down to the floor. Go ahead and step your right leg back and find your plank. Feel free to come back to your knees. Inhale here, nice and strong through your plank. And on your next exhale, draw your chest forward as your elbows travel back and come all the way down onto your belly. This time we're going to draw the elbows, underneath the shoulders. Make the legs really active, tops of the feet pressing down into the mat, lifting and lengthening through the spine, almost as if you could pull yourself through between your arms. Neck is long, just like it was in Shalabhasana. We're looking out at a spot in front of us, and the belly is active. On an exhale, lower back down, hands under the shoulders, press up through your full plank, or a low plank, or hands and knees is fine. And then come back to Adho Mukha Svanasana here. All right, think about drawing your belly, your ribs towards your thighs. And go ahead and look, your gaze, your drishti, let that be between your legs. On an inhale, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, hug the knee into the chest, and then bring the foot up in between the hands. You can take as many attempts reaching the foot, take your time to get it there. And then go ahead, shorten your stance. So you've got both feet flat on the floor. Press down into the floor to stabilize as you come up. Beautiful. Remember, hips facing forward, we've still got a hip width distance between the feet here, as if we were to bring the legs, the feet together, they'd still be lined up underneath. Our feet would be lined up underneath our knees and hips. From here, bend that front knee, adjusting as needed to keep that, keep both feet on the floor with the knee right over the ankle. Reach up here, warrior one. Inhale, and then exhale, hands behind. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, presenting your heart. Exhale, engage the belly as you hinge forward. Humble warrior. Tell you what, this time we've been going through has definitely brought out the humility, the gratitude. So just give into that here. Really press the feet into the floor. Use the strength to inhale and come up. You can straighten that leg, release the arms. And we'll get ready for our Parivrita Trikonasana. So we'll inhale that right arm up. Exhale, draw in the belly as you rotate and really reach, lengthen, find as much length through the spine as you can, reaching past that left leg, and then let the hand come down. Top hand can be on your hip or it can reach up. So each time you inhale, you're finding more length, space in the spine. And each time you exhale, that right shoulder blade is helping to deepen your twist. You can choose whatever point you'd like to gaze at here. One more breath in, really brighten out. Exhale, unwind, hands back to the floor. Inhale, we're gonna step forward, come back to that halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Just enjoy a few breaths here in your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Letting your head and shoulders relax. Maybe shake your head no, nod it yes. So if you don't reach the floor with legs straight here, you don't want to just hang like this. That's rough on the spine. So it's better to bend your knees, bring your belly towards your thighs, so you keep the spine neutral. It's nearly the same shape as when you lift it halfway. It's just down towards the belly. We just want to avoid this. So bending the knees as much as you need to for comfort in the spine is great. All right, bend the knees here. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Good, go ahead and relax the hands down. Find your Tadasana. Just stand tall. Feel free to close your eyes and just give your body a chance to absorb the movement. Notice your breath. Just be aware of your whole self right now and how you're feeling. Remembering again what you'd like to get out of this today. And when you're ready, we're going to shift the weight into that right leg. Turn those left toes out. You can bring the heel up against the ankle. You can bring the foot up on the leg, anywhere along the leg. Just avoid pressing into the knee. Finding your tree pose. So hands to your heart or anywhere. Arms can be anywhere, whatever position you'd like to be in to help you balance. And think about taking this right leg really strongly towards your center line as your left foot presses into it as well. So it's kind of like a suctioning together, and that helps combat the slippery pants syndrome. Make sure you're breathing. Let your gaze be steady and soft. And then whenever you're ready, lower back down. Come back to Tadasana. Give yourself a reset in whatever way feels good to you. Maybe that's stillness, maybe it's movement. And then we'll shift the weight here into the left leg. Turning those right toes out. Maybe the heel, maybe lifting the foot higher. So this is that left leg now drawing in towards this imaginary line down your center, drawing up into your hip socket, and all the muscles turning on, hugging onto the bone. And wobbling, swaying, movement, it's all fine. It's all part of it. You're standing on one leg. It's not too serious. It's playing. Let yourself smile. And then whenever you're ready, lower back down. Standing tall. Good. All right. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale. Dive forward. Plant the hands and step back into plank. One more time. Nice and strong through the belly. Think about broadening those shoulders, almost as if you were trying to round through the upper back, pressing the earth away from you. And then travel forward. Come to your toes. Let the elbows point backwards as you lower all the way down onto your belly. And then when you get here, bring your hands out a little bit wider than shoulder width, so probably off the edges of your mat. And we're going to really activate the legs, pressing the feet down into the floor. And inhale, lift up into a cobra pose, and then exhale, lead with your chin and your chest and lower back down. So as you inhale, it's almost like you're a cat being picked up by the scruff of the neck. The head comes up last. And then exhale, really draw your heart forward as you lower down. One more time like this, following your own pace. And then on this next one, feel free to hold. You can come off the fingertips if that's better. And you might like to roll a bit through the shoulders here. Just find some movement. You may prefer to be still, that's fine. You might like to turn and look over your left shoulder, let the right come forward. And then maybe the opposite. Make your way back to center, to stillness when you're ready. And on an exhale, lower down. Good. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, and press up through hands and knees and back into child pose. So just letting the forehead rest on the mat. This always works if you don't want to completely lower down. I'll do this so I can still talk to you. All right, let your hands relax completely wherever they're comfortable. And just breathe. Again, let your body settle. Let your whole self absorb what you're doing. Pay attention to how you feel. The whole goal of yoga is to connect with the self. And then when you're ready, slowly roll on up. And we'll bring the feet in front. Bend the knees. All right. So sitting up nice and tall, I'm gonna come at an angle, I think. Nice and tall, lift through the heart, kind of sit towards the back end of your sit bones. Engage the belly here, and we're going to lift up into Navasana or boat pose. So lots of options. You could have your hands behind. They could be on your legs. They could let go. You could even play around with straightening your legs. Just want to keep the heart lifted and the belly engaged. I want to be rounding back. And of course, you want to be breathing. Don't ever forget that. On an exhale, lower down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Remember, the closer your feet come to the body, the more intense the stretch is going to be. So you choose your distance here. Find yourself sitting right on your sit bones. Inhale, sit tall, and then exhale, come forward. Just take time here to settle into the stretch. You don't need to fight against it, just immerse yourself in it. And then slowly come on up. Go ahead and bring the right leg out to the side. Tuck that left heel in close, so it's right at your groin. Foot up against that right thigh. Just gonna let that right hand relax and then bring that left hand out to the side, palm faces up. You can turn to look at it and then reach up and over towards your right leg. So we want to keep the heart rotating up towards the sky here. And you can be looking up, but if that bothers your neck, looking down is fine. It's mainly about opening up this left side and keeping that lift, that slight rotation in the heart. On an inhale, come on up. Bring that left hand down to the floor, and we're gonna come up on that right knee and just take a big reach, big stretch for this right side. So you're up on your left knee, sorry. Tend to mix up my right and left a lot. All right, come back to center. Let's come back to your boat pose. So sitting up nice and tall, getting yourself set, choose your positioning, and then lift. Make sure you're breathing. If you want more intensity here, you can always lower down. You just want to do it without rounding. So leaning back, dropping the feet a bit, but without finding a C curve in the spine. On an exhale, come back to Baddha Konasana. So find your sit bones again, sit up tall, take a breath, and then exhale. Lead with your belly, and then your chest, and then relax over. So each time you inhale, just feel that length that you created in your spine. And each time you exhale, feel yourself just let go a little bit more into the sensation of stretch. And on an inhale, slowly come up. This time bring that left leg out, tuck the right foot in, readjust your sit bones as needed. Let that left hand relax. Bring the right arm out to the side. You can turn and look at the palm facing the ceiling, and then reach up and over. So remember a little bit of a rotation in the heart. In Sanskrit, this is called Parivrita Janushirsasana, which Parivrita means to turn the heart. When you're ready, come on back up. Bring that right hand down behind you. Come up onto the right knee this time. Stretching that left leg out and just stretch long. You can be to the side, you can go back, just whatever feels good. Big lengthening as we get ready to finish up. And then lower down. Good. All right. So go ahead and bend your knees and then lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Alright, so starting with your feet on the floor, we're going to take the feet wider than hip width, so to the edge of your mat or even off the mat. Just let your arms relax out into a T shape. Take a breath here, and then as you exhale, let your knees drop over to the right. As you inhale, come through center, and as you exhale to the left. So just this windscreen wiper motion. If you don't like the link to the breath in anything I say, just don't worry about doing it. Just do what feels right to you. And then next time your knees drop over to the right, you're going to stay there and take your left arm and draw it across your torso and reach across your right arm and really reach out past the fingertips, opening up through that middle back. And then draw back across, opening back up again, and come across again. So do this just a few times. Again, your own pace. As you start to wind down the body. This time, as you reach past your fingertips, keep that arm out there and sweep it up over the head and just let it come through a full circle. And do that a couple times as if your arm is the second hand of a clock. Going around and around. And next time you draw that arm up overhead, let it stop when it gets to that T shape. Tuck that left knee up, stack it over the right. Turn your head to face back to the left so your knees are right and you're turning to face left. And just enjoy the twist here for a few breaths. And then go ahead and engage the belly to support the back and slowly bring one knee up and then the other. And then bring the feet back down again, wider than hip width. Take a breath here. And then as you exhale, start your windscreen wipers to the left this time. Inhaling through center and dropping to the right. And I'll flip back around, but you just keep going at your own pace. And then the next time that you get over to the left, just stay there. Take that right arm this time, draw it across the body, reach out past those left fingertips. Oh, that stretch feels so good in the back, doesn't it? Open back up. Reach across again. Last time to open back up. And then next time we reach across, we'll reach past those fingertips and then start to circle that right arm up overhead and all the way around. Just enjoy the slow, deliberate movements. And then next time you circle up overhead, just open up, bring that right knee up on top of the left, turn to look back to the right. And just enjoy the feeling of twist here. Feel into the expansion of the torso each time that you breathe in. And the settling into the twist each time you breathe out. Let those shoulders open up and relax towards the mat. If they don't reach fully, that's okay. And then when you're ready, engage the belly and slowly bring the knees back to center, lying on your back. And you can go ahead and hug your knees into your chest, wiggle out your toes, circle your ankles a few times, each direction. And then just go ahead and rock side to side a few times. And then take the knees in little circles to massage that lower back. Whatever pace you want, make sure you do a couple circles in each direction. And then when you're ready, give the knees one more squeeze into the chest. And then go ahead and relax. You can extend the legs out all the way onto the mat. Let your arms relax wherever they're comfortable for your Shavasana, your comfortable resting pose. If it's better for you to have the knees bent or to slide a pillow under your knees or a blanket, that might help any tenderness in the lower back. So you just do what feels good to you. Let your belly relax and let your whole self soften and rest after the movement, the active part of our practice. I encourage you to stay here and enjoy the time to rest and restore the body and mind for as long as you can. But if you do need to get going, I understand it. I know it's harder for me to take Shavasana at home. But whatever works for you, if you need to slowly take time to stretch out and come on up, make sure you're gentle with yourself. Bring movement back slowly into the body as you get ready to rejoin your day. And if you are moving on now, instead of enjoying a Shavasana, just come to sit up comfortably tall. Take a moment to close your eyes, bring your hands to your heart, and really tune into that light, the good inside of you. And know that it exists within all of us, everywhere, however we get to practice. And see that light in each other, in each being. We're all connected. Namaste. Thank you for being here with me whenever it works for you. And I welcome your comments, questions, and feedback. Have a good day.